Hello, heathens. Thank you so much for joining me today. As you can tell from the title, we are talking about newly released fantasy books. So, along with vampire reads, which I guess kind of fall into the fantasy section anyway, although vampires are real, we all know this. Along with that, this time of year is, for me, this time of year always, is fantasy. I love kind of reading gothic fantasies, epic fantasies, like fae and romantasy, and just beautifully immersive fairy tale-esque worlds. And that is very much what I'm in the mood for. And I have a whole bunch of newly released, beautiful hardback fantasy novels that I want to talk about today and share with you. And I will, of course, be reading these, and I might do some reading vlogs as well, where I actually talk about them as I'm reading them. But I'll kind of report back on all of these because it is my goal for the next couple of months. So before the end of the year, these books need to be read. I'm going to do a lot of reading. That's all I'm saying. So let me share with you these fabulous new books. So this is, I think, my latest purchase, actually. I've literally just bought this. This is Until We Shatter by Kate Dillon. And I believe this is kind of like a heist novel. And oh, that is one of my favorite things. So I think if you like Six of Crows, you might sort of like this. So a desperate thief and impossible heist survive or shatter. And it says, no matter where she goes, Kemi's life is under threat. The church would see her killed for having any magic, and the Council of Shades wants her dead for not having enough. So when her mother falls ill, Kemi has no choice but to turn thief. And when she's offered a job that could solve all their problems, it's impossible to resist. But of course, there's a catch. She's going to be working with Chase, who is beautiful and dangerous and has secrets, to steal a powerful relic from the church. What could possibly go wrong with that? That just sounds utterly fantastic, and I cannot wait to read this. This may be one of the first ones I'll pick up. Then another one, I think these two I literally just got. They've just been released. This is Serpent of the Earth by Sarah Hawley, and another absolutely stunning book. This is the fae. This is the fae in it. So I'm getting Avatar vibes. I'm loving it. So this is about, in the underground fae realm, only the strongest and most ruthless have power, but a young human woman forced into a life of servitude is about to change everything. So I believe our main character, Kenna, she has to help her fae mistress win these trials, and there's magic. And I love the fact that they say for each branch of magic there's a trial. So it's fire, earth, light, void, illusion, and blood, which is really cool. And it basically says that this is kind of life or death trials, right? So if they don't succeed, it means death for both of them. How rude. But along the way, I believe she may fall for someone, and that may kind of hamper her chances of winning. So this just sounds absolutely perfect and exactly what I'm looking for. Fae, romance, trials, another one of my all-time favorite things, along with heists. It's just the perfect book. Then this one here is one that I saw and was like, I have to read this. It had the word sort of like gothic fairy tale on it, and it's Midnight Rooms by Donnay Coles. I don't know if I'm saying that right, and I haven't heard that many people talk about it, but again, another stunning cover. So this one is billed as Crimson Peak meets Pan's Labyrinth, which, yes, just yes, but it's about a girl, I believe she's of mixed race, and we're talking like 18 something, right? Yeah, 1840, and her father wants to marry her off, and he marries her off to someone, but this guy sounds shady, and he takes her off to his kind of mansion, which is kind of haunted and kind of weird, and there's weird things going on with this family. So it very much sounds like in that vein of, you know, Crimson Peak, Mexican Gothic, just my all-time favorite things. I cannot wait to read this. I think it's going to give me all of the vibes that I love in a book. Then the next one, and this is also a very recent purchase, this is The Road of Bones by Demi Winters. So this is a Viking-inspired fantasy, I believe. And again, I love this. Let them think us lambs when truly we are wolves. Fabulous. I believe, is this another heist or a trial? In this epic and immersive Viking-inspired romantic fantasy, a woman fleeing a ruthless assassin accidentally joins forces with a group of mercenaries and must use all her cunning to escape with her life and her heart intact. Found family. Love it. I love these things where, like I said, there's trials, there's heists, they're working together to accomplish something, they're kind of running and fighting for their lives. Brilliant. And also a bit of romance in here by the sounds of it. And I haven't read very much kind of Viking inspired fantasy, so in my quest to branch out with different types of, I was saying my vampire video with different types of vampire lore, but different kinds of magic and fantasy lore as well, I think this is going to be good. I'm really excited about that. And that cover, this gives me life. Then one that isn't the newest, but I have not read yet and I'm dying to get to, is The Wren and the Holly Library by K.A. Lind. And I believe the second book is just about to come out. I've also got this incredibly beautiful edition, the special edition of this book. So I really want to read this and see if I like it, because if I do, I want to get the other special edition. So I believe that this one is about a girl. Again, she's a thief and she goes into this library to steal something, and I believe the library is owned by like a monster or a vampire or something like that, so there's like gods and monsters in this world, and she's desperate and she steals from this library and she gets caught and there's consequences. So I'm really looking forward to this. It's so beautiful that I really hope the inside of this book matches the outside of this book. Then the next one, again, this is brand new, brand spanking. This is The Courting of Bristol Keats by Mary E. Pearson. This has been on my wish list all year. Like when I saw this was coming out, I'm like, yes, must get this. I actually got it a couple of days early from Waterstones. Look at that book. It's absolutely beautiful. So again, this is Fae. So excited. And it says, never make a deal with the Fae. And this is about Bristol Keats and her sister. They're kind of struggling to stay afloat. They've lost both of their parents. And then Bristol Keats gets a letter from an aunt that she's never heard of. And it seems like she kind of goes on a quest to find her father, but she's being dragged into the world of the Fae. I think they say like Fae, gods and monsters. Her father was actually kidnapped. He may not be dead. And she has to make a deadly bargain with the Fae leader in order to find her father. Now, I get the impression that these Fae are going to be my favourite, which is the Holly Black variety, sort of the nasty evil Fae. And, the Night Court. And I love that. And I think this just sounds epically, wonderfully beautiful. And I cannot wait to read that. That is I really hope that's good. Then I've got this one over here. This is Whispers Most Foul by Emma MacDonald, a deeply gothic story full of romance, magic and mystery. And really, that was all you needed to tell me. And it also says a Dunhollow Academy Volume 1. So I'm assuming there's going to be more than one volume. And when we're talking about Dunhollow Academy, this is an academy of witchcraft where magic and status mean the world and deadly whispers haunt every corridor. So our main protagonist, Rose, she hasn't left home before. She's never felt at home at Hollow Academy. And she kind of keeps her head down. She's very much a bookworm. But strange things are starting to happen, threatening things. There's ghosts, there's enchantments, there's the dead. And she's trying to figure out what is going on at this Academy of Witchcraft. And I feel like this is like an adult Harry Potter, which again, my jam. And which Academy of Witchcraft. I've been reading a lot of things that are set at witch schools at the moment, and actually I'll mention this because it's right here as well, and it's like probably the next book I'm going to read. This is The Cursed by Harper L. Woods. I've read The Coven. I freaking loved The Coven. This is also set at a school for witchcraft. Dark, kind of gothic feeling romantasy book. Vampires, witches, so good. This is the second book, so I'm not gonna even spoil it. I knew we had the potential to destroy one another, to burn until there was nothing left except ash. I cannot wait. Where the first book ended. Then, while we're on the magic trip, let's go to The Woodspoke Woman's Book of Spells by Rachel Greenlaw. And again, this is, as you can see by the sticker, an exclusive edition. Really, really beautiful. There's an old tale that weaves through the mountain town of Woodsmoke. It whispers of strangers who appear as the snow falls, only to disappear in spring, leaving behind a broken heart. And I read that and I was like, okay, I've got to leave that for the wintry season. So Carrie Morgan expects trouble when she returns to Woodsmoke after 10 years. What she does not predict is the beautiful stranger who falls into her life with the first frost and with whom Carrie begins to fall in love. Bound to her family's a book of spells and a deep magic that flows from the mountain, Carrie's family warned that her new love is a curse who will disappear when the frost thaws. If Carrie is to embrace the power of Morgan woman, she must trade something in return, but is lifting a curse worth any price. Oh, just stunning. Just stunning for this season. Very, that kind of love curse always reminds me of Practical Magic, which is always a good thing because it's one of my favorite films and books, and this just sounds like it's going to have all of the atmosphere, all of the magic. Cannot wait for that. And then the last one, and this came out probably a couple of months ago now, but I've sort of been saving it and it's going to get read. And this is The Great Win by Alan Moore. Now, Alan Moore is the writer of From Hell, and I believe this is his first novel, and this is 1949 London. And the city is basically inhabited by all sorts of monsters and ghoulies. And our lead character of this he works in a bookshop, in a secondhand bookshop. They kind of have to, they stumble upon a book and then they've got to solve sort of some crimes and things that are going on in 1940s London. It just sounds like it's going to be a hell of a fun time. I'm very excited about this book. This is another absolutely, I don't know if you can see that from there, but that's got the London skyline on it. It's an absolutely, and it's got its own bookmark. Beautiful, beautiful edition of this book. And I mean, look at that. Again, adult Harry Potter. That's what's this giving me. It's just, I need to read that. So those are all of my new fantasy books that I've accumulated over the last couple of months. I am so excited. Let me know if you've read any of them or if you have any others to recommend, because, I need more. And I will keep you updated on what I think of these, and I'll let you know if I think they're worth the read. So thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye.